How to fill out the 2021 W-4 form using the tax withholding estimator for a person with single with no kids. So this is for an individual who is single and has no kids. And if you have an exact example that you would like us to go over, feel free to share it. We have a few on the list that we will be doing, but I want to keep this short and sweet so you can understand how simple it is. And we're using the estimator, as we stated, the tax withholding estimator, and this can be found on the IRS website, and this makes it a lot easier to filling out the actual paper, and you'll be able to print it out at the end if necessary. But let's dive straight in. So basically, when you go to the IRS website, you can just type in this whole domain here at the top, and it'll take you to where I am now and position you to go ahead and complete it step by step based on your scenario. And I'm just going to wing some numbers, so don't get caught up in the numbers I put in. However, I will say this: make sure you gather your most recent pay statements for yourself, and if you're married, in this case it's not, but you want to have it for your spouse as well. Why is that important? Because the more accurate you are with the system, the more accurate the system can be with you. So you want to make sure you have it in front of you, so at the end when they give you your results, it's more close to what your exact scenario will be. Now, typically they also say that you might want to have your most recent tax statements as well, but in this case, you know, that's more so for a person who may not remember if they qualify for certain credits, things of that nature. It won't hurt to have it, especially if you had other things that you claimed, if you itemized, all of those good things. But in this case, the last check stub is all you need. So once you're on this page, all you have to do is click on Use Tax Withholding Estimator. Once you click on Use Tax Withholding Estimator, you'll be brought to this page where it's all about you. Right here it says About You. Select the information that best describes how you anticipate filling or filing your 2021 tax return. So this is based on how you plan on filing come next year when it's time to file. Now, it says number 1 of 5, filing status. What filing status will you use for your tax return? As we stated, single. May another person, taxpayer, claim you as a dependent on their tax return? No. Do you plan to claim dependents on your tax return? No. This person is single with no kids. Do you or will you hold a job this year with paychecks from which federal income tax is regularly withheld? The answer is yes. How many jobs do you expect to hold this year? 1. We'll do it just for one job. This person doesn't have any other jobs, and they plan on holding that job all year. 4 or 5, pension. Will you receive income from a pension this year? No. 5 or 5, check all that apply. This will not apply to anyone, so it just says basically other sources of income and tax payments. In other words, the IRS wants to know what other forms of income will you have coming in, so they can tax it. That's just really what it means at the end of the day. Now, if it's something that you're unsure about, then always click this question mark at the end of each line, just in case it's something that you think may fit your scenario, and it'll give you a breakdown explanation of those things. And then down here where it says demographics, it says I'll be 65, I am blind, and obviously that's not the case for this example as well, so we're just hitting next, and you don't have to fill out those things. Your job. Do you expect to hold this job the entire year, January 1st through December 1st? Yes, they don't plan on getting fired anytime soon, so they plan to hold it all year. How frequently are you paid? And for this person, we're going to say that this person is paid weekly. On what date did your most recent pay period end? So in this case, we're going to say their most recent pay period ended on the 12th. So they get paid weekly, and their most recent pay period ended on February 12th in this scenario. Enter the total wages you expect to receive this year. And we're going to use a scenario that we've done before, but we'll say this person is single and they expect to receive $52,000 for their year. Enter any bonuses. Like I stated, any additional income, the government wants to know what you're making so they can tax it. That's just the land we live in. However, if you understand this form, you can best posture yourself to pay the right amount of taxes and not overpay taxes. But far as the bonuses go, we'll leave that blank. Using your last pay statement into the federal income taxes withheld. This person is paid out weekly, so we're just going to say that year to date, this person has, and I'm just doing some math in my head, let's say that they're taxed $340 a month, and that's 3 weeks. So we'll say that this person has been taxed about 500, and let's see, this person, I'm going off the top of my head, so bear with me. So 340 a month, if they're doing it, 740, 280, We'll just say that this person has been taxed year to date federally about $490. Well, no. What just happened? Okay, there we go. Let's say they get taxed about $100 every week. So 4 weeks, 400, and it's been about 7 weeks into the year. So we'll say that they've been taxed about $700. So I'm just winging it, and this may not be accurate as it relates to the percentage rate that they fall into, but just want to give you something that you can use as a guide. And then per pay period, let's say that they're taxed $100 per pay period. This is a way you contribute to a tax-deferred retirement plan, such as a 401k. And I'm going to do a separate video specifically for that because it's perks to paying into the 401k outside of saving for retirement. It also helps as it relates to lowering your tax liability, but that's a whole nother video. So in this case, we're just going to say no. This is a way you contribute to an HSA, basically another type of plan that can offset your tax liability. We're going to say no on that one as well. And then we're going to go into the adjustments to income. Do you want to go to the next step without including adjustments, or would you like to see possible adjustments? I'll click that just for the sake of you seeing it, but we're going to leave all of this blank. But just scroll through and see if it's something you think applies to you, and especially if you have a side hustle. We did a video for a person who has a side hustle. This section will be applicable to them. Certain business credits. So you click that question mark. If you dive in deep into it, you'll see that there are perks to having a side hustle as well. So check out that video, recorded it quite recently, so that way you can take advantage of filling it out based on you having a side business. Then we'll click next because that person won't be filling out anything additional. And then this is the section where it's talking about the deductions from income. Now, this person qualifies for a standard deduction. So a person who is single at the time of this recording, the standard deduction is $12,550. This is basically the tax credit that's given to a person who is single just for signing their name. In this scenario, this person is going to take the standard deduction. And keep in mind, if you do plan on itemizing, the itemization number has to be more than whatever the standard deduction that they give you. So if they give you a standard deduction amount, make sure your itemizations are going to be more than that. Other than that, it's going to automatically make you take the standard deduction by default because that's what best fits. So you want the number to be the highest. So that way you just take the standard deduction and don't try to worry about itemizing if your number isn't exceeding the standard deduction. Tax credit. Tax credits are the amounts you subtract directly from your tax obligation. Would you like to learn more about tax credits you may be eligible for, or get your results without tax credits? And right here, this is for a person who may have these tax credits: child or dependent related, foreign tax credit, educational, retirement, homeowner, elderly, disabled, business, alternative minimum tax, energy efficient vehicle. So if any of those may apply to you, you may want to hit that plus sign just to see. But right here, we're just going to say get my results without tax credit and hit next. Now, as you can see, it says the estimated overpayment is $762. In other words, this person will get a refund of about $762 if they fill it out this way. Now, I'm pretty sure a person who makes $52,000 would have paid more than $700 by this time of the year. So their refund would actually have been more in many cases. Now, this is a matter of what you want. Now, towards the end, when you get to this section, it's a matter of you saying, hey, am I happy with my results? If so, you don't have to make any adjustments. You just keep it as is. But if you're of the belief that you want to get a larger refund, then you can slide this over and it'll recalculate some numbers for you. So it says for a refund of approximately $2,000, to get your desired refund amount, you will need $128 withheld from each paycheck, $28 more than your current tax withholding. So if a person pays in a little extra, they'll position themselves to get a $2,000 refund. But we personally are more so about a person keeping more of their money, not overpaying in taxes. So in that case, and this is for a person, and this really is effective for a person who overpays a lot more than the numbers that we have in this example. So that way, if a person is going to be set up to get a refund of $3,000, if you adjust this, many times you're able to increase your take-home pay by $200 to $800 a month because you're overpaying more than that every single month. So when you adjust this slider to $0, meaning that you don't want to get a refund and you don't want to have to owe in, now your paycheck just increased. But in this example, since we're not dealing with a whole lot of a refund, it says right here, to get your desired refund amount, you will need 83 withheld from each paycheck, which is $17 less than your current tax withholding. So what this means is this person will get an extra $17 in their paycheck every single week. Not a lot in this scenario, but when you calculate it, $17 times 2, 34, so we got $68. That $68 could go towards something like investing that can grow into more than what they would be getting in the form of a refund. So you got to think about it like that, especially when you're dealing with larger numbers. The more money you're able to bring in, is more money that can be applied towards debt, more money that can be applied towards saving, and preferably more money that can be applied towards investing. So understand the power of the W-4. We also created some other videos talking about the W-4 and how it can help you build wealth, or the W-4 and how the strategy can help you become a millionaire over time just by using this form. But nonetheless, once you have it filled out based on how you want it, you'll save all of these items for your records, and it also will give you a section where you can print out the W-4. I think I made too many adjustments so it's not showing, but you'll see somewhere in this bottom section where you can print out your W-4. Let me go ahead and adjust it back if a person decided. All right, right here, for a refund of this, right here what we were showing in the previous section, how to adjust your withholding. If you hit that plus sign, it lets you know how to go about filling it out. You can even get it pre-filled out in many cases, and that way you just turn it into your employer, or if you have a job where you can adjust it inside your system, then you can adjust it that way based on the numbers that you come up with here. But it lets you know, enter 41 in the additional withholding pay period, line 4C, form W-4, and basically it's letting you know where you need to put what before you turn it in so you can get the desired result of your choosing. Let me know if this is beneficial, and if you want to know how to take full advantage of using that W-4 form to better your scenario, then highly recommend you checking out and clicking the link below where we talk about a business that teaches you how not only to adjust your W-4, but how to leverage the W-4 and build wealth with the W-4. So hopefully this video serves you well. Let me know if you got a specific scenario that you want me to go over, and we'll make that happen. That's all I got. Mr. Smith, signing out.